piano lesson number 13, and in this lesson I'll be showing you guys how to kind of divvy up your practice time so that you get an equal practice on pretty much all the aspects that you need to be working on. And also, one of you guys, I forget the name actually because this was a while ago, was asking me to teach kind of like how to sight read a little bit better, and I thought that was a good idea. So I'm going to do that. Since I am actually running out of ideas. I actually didn't expect when I started this to actually go this far, so now I'm getting into the limitation of how much I can really teach without spending like hours and hours and hours making videos. And since I'm not getting paid for it, I have to like do other stuff to, you know, pay my bills and stuff, so I can't just devote all my time to this. And I'm starting to run out of ideas and things to teach. I'm thinking I might be able to do one lesson, like one other thing on like maybe how to play a trill and ornaments and stuff like that, but other than that I'm not really sure what else I can just teach, because I'm not really sure if I would be able to teach like harmony over YouTube. That would be pretty hard. Harmony is like a university level music theory course, so I don't think that's possible. Anyway, so to get into it, how we're going to divide up the practice time is, generally you want to have like a layout in your head. So for each of you, you might want to work on different things. So get out a piece of paper, get a pencil, maybe a pen, whatever you want to use, and figure out what the total time you want to practice the piano is for a day. So let's just say you wanted to practice for 1 hour. I know some people might not want to practice for an hour. Some people, like me, an hour isn't enough. So just figure out what's good for you, and I'm using an hour, and then you can take the, take half the hour or whatever and just crunch it or expand it in different time segments for whatever you want for yours. So I'm thinking 1 hour is good for going in either direction. Anyway, okay, so if you're practicing for 1 hour, I would spend probably 15 minutes doing scales. Now, to do scales, I would divvy, well, it depends on what grade you're at, but if you're doing 1 hour practice. So the 10 to 15 minutes of scales, I would spend, go through your book, and my cat's opening the door. Yeah, she can do that. She sticks her claw underneath the door. Oh, that's great. Okay, yeah. Anyway, you want to say hi? Oh. Here's my cat. Her name's Sprite. She's white, if you can see. She's pretty friendly. Anyway. Okay. Where was I? So if it was a 10 to 15 minute scale, focus on 1, endurance and speed, because you're using this to warm up your fingers. So you're pretty much going to play and try to push yourself a little bit so you're building up your endurance, so that when you get into pieces you can last longer and playing the notes comes with more ease, because that's what scales are all about. So if you don't have a scale book, go to your local store or surf the internet until you can find a scale book that you could pick up or something like that, and if not, whatever. You just use the scales that I've showed you, the G major, D major, and you can use the same patterns to figure out all the other scales. And also, so if you're doing 15 minutes, I'd divide it into scales, so like this. And they range from doing 1 octave to 2 octaves to 3 octaves, so like, or then they might have like 2 octaves hands together, or then 4 octaves hands together. So that's all the building up your skill level and stuff like that. Anyway, okay, next thing would be, oh yeah, then you'd do like chromatic scale, stuff like that. is listed. And there's also octave scales, which, oh, I guess I could show that too. Yeah. Octaves are pretty easy. They're pretty much, you're going to play two notes that are an octave apart with one hand. So I'm playing a C and a C. So that's an octave. So figure out how far your hand needs to go. And then all you're going to do, a lot of people find these hard, but all you have to do is get the position of how far the notes are with your fingers, and then just pull your wrist up and down like this. And then, oops. And then for chromatic octaves, you can either go one flat like this, or you can go one and then put your fourth finger on the flat. So the black note's up here. So it's just like, or you can just go like this. A lot of people, like, everyone has their own opinion, but I find the going from to the 4 up top here seems to make it smoother, and some people would disagree, but whatever. It's all a matter of opinion. Those are octaves. You can do those, so you can just do them in like the scale format, so like C major. And then you can do it hand scale. And that's really helpful for a lot of bigger pieces once you get to like grade 9, grade 10 piano. Okay, what else? So that's pretty much scales. You use those to warm up, get your fingers going. Oh, also for scales, do diminished and dominant 7th, solid and broken. And yeah. Okay, so for those, that's good. Okay, so after the 15 minutes of that, then, so we have 45 minutes left. Then I would spend about maybe 35 minutes working on pieces, so song, and then divvy up the time equally between songs, or put more time into one song that you're learning and then another that you've already got learned and you're just trying to keep it up and like perfect it a little bit more, tune it up, polish it up, whatever you want to call it. And then the last, did I say 35? Yeah, that should leave 10 minutes. Okay, so with 10 minutes left, the last 10 minutes, I'd use that for sight reading, ear training. So ear training is like someone going on the piano and going like, okay, that is a major third, or perfect fifth, perfect octave, stuff like that. You can find those in most scale books in the back. They'll have like a section after the all the scales. Then they have like a section with sight reading exercises and all that other stuff, and clapbacks and whatnot. So look into those. I'd definitely check out getting some of those books. And yeah, okay, so for tips for sight reading, this is the next thing I wanted to cover. You need to look at it differently. A lot of people look at one note and be like, okay, that's an F, and then they'll look to the next note and they'll count out and they'll go, F, A, C, E, that's a B. Okay, and then the next one over, oh, that's a C. So people are spending more of their time trying to figure out the note by counting or figuring out what this note is and then that and then going over, but really once you get one note, the beauty of notation is as it goes up one step, it's only going up one note. So you find the first note and then you count kind of how many spaces you've gone. So I set up this example right here. Okay, so see this, I don't know if you can tell, but this is an F right here. Might be a bit too blurry on this. Anyway, so this is the F here, so we know this is a space note. Now the next space note above that is going to be a third. So from here to here, that's a space note, space note, space note. Actually, sorry, that would be line to line. Yeah, I'm a little tired. Okay, so that's F there, so F, and then there's the next space note, and the next space note's there. So I find memorizing the first two space notes above it very, very helpful all the time. So you're always going to be thinking in that frame of mind. This is a third from here to here, and this is a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what fifth, a third, second, first. So if you're going from here to here, that's a second. Here to here is a third, fourth, fifth. And you judge it by what it would be in that major scale that it's the keys on. So if you're on an F, that's a 4. From here, in C major, there's no flat or anything, so that would be the fourth note of the scale is this, so that's a 4. It's pretty basic like that. Okay, yeah, so you want to be looking at these, counting, kind of just seeing how many line notes, space notes there are up, and then just go from there. So if you know this is an F, two space notes up from that is going to be a C. Or one note above an F is a G. So you'll just be looking for that. Like here, it's on an F, and then it goes down to an E. So you're just going one note down. So you don't actually have to look down. You want to minimize the amount of time you're looking down. You don't want to be like, okay, you're going to get dizzy. I'm getting dizzy just doing that. Okay, so you just want to look at the note and let your fingers play, like up and down. So what I would do is look at somewhere else other than the keyboard and start on C with your thumb, like this. Now without looking, I want you to hit this note up here, G. And then without looking, I want you to hit this note and that note. So you can get a feel for how many notes up you're going. So without looking, you should just know, okay, I'm on an F right here. And then, so it's just from there to there. Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to look at the camera and the music and my hand at the same time, but I shouldn't be. Sound familiar? It's My Heart Will Go On from the Titanic theme, but super easy version. Anyway, what else? Anyway, okay. So also when you're sight reading, you want to also keep going along. You don't want to wait. If you miss a note, just keep going. Pretend like you didn't miss the note and you played the right note or something. Because when you're sight reading, you just want to kind of fake it. Also when you're performing, you want to do that too. You just want to be going along. So if you make a mistake while you're playing, just fudge it, keep going. No one will know. A lot of people when you're performing, they're like, just not even paying attention. So if you just, if you stop playing and go, oh crap, and fiddle around, people are going to wake up and go, oh, they made a mistake. But if you just keep going like you didn't make a mistake, they're not going to notice. They'll probably just be like, oh, that kind of sounded bad, that piece isn't so nice, if they're even paying attention. Anyway, okay. So also, then when you sight reading, there's chords. So those are actually harder to sight read because there's more notes at one time to sight read. But again, instead of trying to find the note and then figure out the name of that note, then looking at that note and trying to figure out the name of that note, just find one note and count down until you get all the things. And if there's a sharp or flat next to one of those, just find the note that's there and then read the sign above it. So if you're playing like a C, and then they wanted an A flat underneath that, you'd think of hitting the A first, and then once you got to the A, then you'd think flat it, and then go from the, then say there's an F, and then something like that. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to run out of ideas here, guys. Also, I've been a lot more tired lately. Yeah. I spent like 5 something hours yesterday getting my exhaust put on at a mechanic shop. Me and this guy Dave, we ran into some problems. We fitted some dual exhaust on my RX-7FC. It's a 1987. So it sounds a lot better now, but it was hell trying to put it on. Let's just say like 3 pipes and 1 broken pipe expander later. Also needing to buy some hangers, and all these things are way up on the other side of town. So we're just kind of racing back and forth. Something's broken, and then we have to go back and get something else. And it was pretty retarded. Should have only taken about 2 hours, but it ended up taking 5. So anyway, I actually think I might post a video or take a video of the new exhaust, because I just love hearing it. And then maybe I'll just post it up for the hell of it. Anyway. I think I'll probably be posting up videos of me performing a few of the pieces I've been working on pretty soon too. One is the Fugue in F minor by Bach, and also First Air Basque by Debussy. They're almost ready, I think. Anyway, if you guys have any suggestions, welcome to say some stuff, because I'm starting to draw a blank here. Anyway, yeah. Well, you'll be hearing from me again. Take care. Keep happy practicing.